Hello there. I'm Nick in the States, and I've just tuned my guitar. I'm also Nick in the States, and I'm eating a little bit of crow with this video because I crapped all over the Gibson 2015 line in another one of my videos that actually has gotten a tremendous amount of traffic. So, this is a bit of a mea culpa, but I'm pretty sure, at least in that video, and then with the 2015 highlights video I did call out the fact that the juniors and the specials were really a great deal in that line. And this is a 2015 TV Yellow Les Paul Jr. Single P90 pickup, 24 3/4 inch scale, all mahogany body, mahogany neck, the dreaded G-Force tuners, some people dread 0 fret brass nut jobber, the Les Paul 100 signature on the headstock, and the Les Paul impersonating Chairman Mao in one of the last pictures of his life, hologram on the back of the headstock, which this one has not yet started lifting like most of them do, but don't worry, it probably will. Why are these still on here? Because I haven't taken them off. And honestly, there's a little bit of a novelty in there of, you know, I can tune up in a single touch like that and everything's happy. There's the irony because I get a lot of crap in my videos for occasionally playing out of tune, and I'm probably guilty as that more than the next guy. And yet, you know, we always try and start off in tune at least. Conditions if guitars have been in cases, yada, yada, yada. Nobody's perfect, right? So anyway, it's kind of neat that way. We're going to play with it. But I love juniors. And what I love about a junior, I've got a late 60s SG junior, someday we'll get on a video, is that for having one P90 pickup, this is a P90, kids, not the most popular pickup today, but it's one of the most growly, like just fun. They growl. They're a mean guitar. They're a mean mother effer, as they might say. And I like this guitar too because Gibson widened the neck up on these. They'll claim researchers found this will make it much more fun to play. In truth, I think it has something to do with the space they needed to make this nut work and not catch your finger. Because the strings are actually the same basic spread across. The neck is just wider. What does that mean for you? It means that you could probably get a slightly wider bridge or have something made for you if you wanted to have a bigger string spread because you got big fingers or you want to have just some more space on there. It doesn't bother me though. I've got reasonably good size hands, so it's kind of a comfortable play, but it does, some people have had difficulties getting used to it. But the action on this one... sloppiness, but hey, she's fun. Actually, pretty low action, nicely set up. And she plays nice all the way up the neck. Like I say, a P90's like, it's bigger than a Strat single coil. It's not quite as powerful as a humbucker, but it has a little more definition to it. So it doesn't quite get as... It makes it fun to play stuff like that. But it's not a limp-wristed pickup either. I don't know, it's just fun. one. It's a mean mother effer. And that's what I love about it. But here's something that you may not have known. Rig. Fez Dragonfly amp playing through the clean channel, which is kind of modeled after a Fender Blackface amp. Coming in Polytune 2, unnecessary. MXR 78 custom badass distortion. The Electro Harmonics Soul Food, which we just heard there pushing things around a couple minutes ago. Last thing was at the MXR. Hall of Fame TC Electronics Reverb, the little mini one with just one knob. And Oral Dreams Breath Delay that we may or may not use. That's the signal chain right there, mic'd with a 757 and a M-Audio Nova. Ta-da! So, this bad boy, though, she does a lot of things, but the one thing that people complain about at Juniors is that they're a one-trick pony. And I say, I beg to differ, sir, or ma'am, but probably sir, because there aren't nearly enough women in this hobby. Why I differ with that is, if you roll off the tone just a bit, the P90s have so much of a nice mid that if you roll off the tone... If you roll off the mid, the tone a little bit, you can actually get... does a reasonably good impersonation of a neck pickup, or at least a nice different tone versus... I'll mess that up, sorry. Situations, what you can do in a band situation, or you want a situation and say situation again, is to use just as much as you use your volume knob, use your tone knob to kind of give you that, like, rhythm. And kind of give you that kind of stuff. So for a little pickup, you actually can do a lot with it. I dig this guitar a lot. So I'll give you a little zoom in action. So there you go. It has that like new silver anodized kind of stuff they did this year. Super glossy. So here's the deal. If you're looking for Juniors, there's a bunch of years that only had matte finishes. So you got to be kind of careful if you're not into a matte finish. Like I'm not into a matte finish. 2015. One of the great things was all their guitars were gloss. There were no cutting the corners that way. All the guitars also had, or from the Gibson Memphis anyway, or Gibson Nashville. They all had the tuners. They all had Les Paul 100. That part's a bummer. Oh well, we get over it. But the fact that they've all nicely accompanied, and this came with that really cool gold luggage-like looking limited edition case, which the cases alone for these I've seen sold for up to $150 on eBay. Because they only made them this year that I know of anyway. Anywho, so it's a really good edition of the Junior. Because the Junior is not always in Gibson's regular lineup. And when it isn't always the Junior that you want. This one was one that I wanted. And just so happens that if you hunt for it long enough, you can, you can find a really good deal. So I got this guitar with its case for around the $500 mark. New, they were like $699. Blowout, they were like $550, $580. But used, you see them kind of, there's a floor there just about $500. And a lot of times they don't come with a gold case. So make sure you look for ones that happen to have the case, because if you need $100, you can probably move the case pretty easy. So anyway, I love this guitar. It plays awesome. It sounds great. Everybody that has a few guitars should have a Junior. It's not always your best like solo guitar, but once you have a couple, you'll find that you can do a ton with this. And it just makes me smile when I bring it out. And this one plays great. My SG Junior from the 60s is probably my lowest action, funnest playing guitar. You start out with that guitar trying to play, you know, something more cultured, and you just evolve into wanting to play rock with it because that's how it plays so well. So check these out. Not all 2015s are the devil. And as I say, everything changes when you get to the economies of the real world free market system, where this is a damn good deal and a whole lot of fun. Hopefully sometime in the near future, I'll do a comparison video between this and my Axel USA Bel Air, which is another take on a Junior, kind of a different take on it. So you can get kind of a feel for the different things there. We're also trying to get one video where we've got a bunch of different Les Paul and SG styles, basically kind of the Gibson gamut of tones. You give you an idea of playing the same basic things, the differences between the guitars, and then maybe a little quiz at the end, something like that. Anywho, as always, I've been Nick in the States. I have issues. Thanks for coming by, letting me share them with you. Like, comment, subscribe. Hooray! Thanks. Take care, everybody.